Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to reading for the week of September 11th. We're just going to jump right in here. We're going to do past, present, future outcome. And in your past position, you have this relaxation card and this adventurers card. So obviously, if you're like going on a vacation or something like that, this is definitely a really good reading, or definitely a really good row, I should say, for you. Yeah, you have the Nine of Cups as well. The Nine of Cups really encourages us to bathe in an energy of something that we want. You know, it encourages us to, do things that make us feel fulfilled. It also encourages us to remove things that don't make us feel fulfilled. So now would be a good time for you to kind of like, sort those things out and really make sure that you're, getting rid of things that take up too much time or cause too many problems. And I also feel it's time for you to kind of double down on the things that bring more fulfillment, joy, happiness. Look, you have the Seven of Wands, which is like literally protecting your happiness. You have this Hummingbird, which is the card of like small joys, the card of small happiness things that bring you small amounts of happiness, but over time those things add up. The Hummingbird also says that you've been kind of like on this long journey in your life, and now you're getting your like sweet results. So I feel for a lot of you, definitely a good reading. You have the Empress, the Ace of two aces right here. Two aces together like this is a yes to any question that I haven't answered. One thing that I've noticed this week about the readings is that they're kind of like a mixed bag. You know, it's like there's good cards and bad cards. Like usually when I do readings, they usually go one way or the other, right? But I've noticed that they've been like kind of 50-50. So I don't know what's going on this week, but it is interesting. You have the Five of Wands here, which can be conflict and competition. But guess what? Going this way, the Empress, she doesn't care about competition. She just is sitting on her throne, and she knows what she knows. She knows that she is the best, and that's all that she needs to know, right? She doesn't worry about what the competition is doing. She just does what is right in front of her. She is using that scepter that she has there to grow that wheat that's in front of her. So it's like her results speak for themselves. And that's kind of what I'm hearing right now is that, really, I wouldn't be focusing on competition or anything like that. I feel that you've been through it with the Hermit card. I feel like you've been through a lot. You've learned a lot of lessons. And it's time to understand that, again, your results will speak for themselves. There's no reason for you to, worry about competition or anything like that. I also feel if like some of you are nervous about getting started on something new, because you have this card that says your dreams need a practical plan. So, and you also have this card that says, show the world the real you. That's going to be in your next row, and we're going to talk about it. But I really get this feeling of you needing to kind of like not be afraid to start something. It's like you've earned it. He has earned his right to be standing at the top of that mountain. He's gone through the soul searching. He's, done the inner work, and he's, kind of faced his shadow. So, a lot of you have earned the right to be there. You have the Nine of Cups, and again, Nine of Cups is about bathing in an energy of something that you want. So if you want to be something, the Nine of Cups just says be it, and you don't have to do anything else. So I think you just need to be with this reading and not worry about the competition. If there is competition, like let's say this is in work or business, maybe there's a lot of competition, but it's like if you can just be something, you will be it, right? Just by being like the Empress, just by claiming it. It's just that simple. With the Five of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups. Definitely time to follow your heart. We are in a heart-based time. Personally, I believe that the universe is begging people to listen to their heart. The problem is, it's like your heart might be saying, is the head in the heart, right? That's the problem, is that your heart might be saying, oh, go start that licorice factory in your backyard that you've always wanted to start. But your brain is like, how the hell are you going to turn that into a business and make money and support your family? It's like, that's the logical side, right? And so I feel that the universe is really saying, I don't care about the logical side. I care about you bringing more joy, happiness, and abundance to the world. So, again, it's like one of those things. How can you do your big dream on a small scale so that you can get started and then build it to something big? And that's what I'd be thinking here with the Queen of Cups. Everybody gets the Queen of Cups, and I pretty much say the same thing to everyone because it's, what I believe we need to do right now. With the Hermit, you have the High Priestess. Something in the shadows. Again, you have that card that says, show the world the real you. The Hermit is kind of holding back here. He has this star that's in the lantern that he's holding, and the High Priestess is a card of mysteries. She is a card of unlimited potential as well. The reason is she has no roof over her head, so it kind of says there's no limits to what she can create or what she can have or do in her life, but she just has to do it. And I feel that for a lot of you, where it's like there's unlimited potential to something that you want to create. But look, you just have to get started. Like literally 2 aces and the Fool say it's time for a leap of faith. It's time for you to make a move towards something that's going to make you very successful. With the 9 of Cups, you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, definitely some sort of adventure. You have the Adventurers card. Page of Wands, the adventure he goes on is that he moves towards his enthusiasm. If there's something, it's just that, again, it's just that simple, but it's not logical. That is the problem with the Page of Wands, is that there's not necessarily, it's not necessarily a logical path, because it's not logical necessarily to be like, maybe you want to start a worm farm, and it's like not logical to be like, I'm going to quit my corporate job and go play with worms in my backyard. People are going to look at you like you're crazy. But the Page of Wands does not care. He is like, I'm enthusiastic about this. My heart is telling me to go on this new adventure, and I'm committing to it. 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands says, when you know that you're doing the right thing, when it's a card of conviction. It says, when you are fully committed, that is when you truly become successful. And that's kind of what we see right here, is we see a lot of success by you being fully committed to your dreams right here. This says your dreams need a practical plan. This is the new moon in Taurus, or the full moon in Taurus. You have this card that says, show the world the real you. This is about living authentically. I don't know, for the past couple weeks, people have been getting these readings of needing to be more authentically them, needing to be your authentic self. By doing that, you will bring a lot of success into your life, and I think it'll just be good, just in general. You have the 8 of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the 4 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you. Again, I really do feel that we are in this time where we need to cut the things out that no longer serve us, and we need to really feed the things that fulfill us. I call this weed and feed. It's like if you have a garden, right? It's like there's 2 schools of thought. You can weed your garden, where you pull out the weeds, or you can give the better plants, the plants that you want, you can give them what they need so they can choke the weeds out, right? So it's like, what choice are you going to make? Are you going to focus on the negative, or are you going to focus on the things that are working and give them more energy so they grow and weed out, kind of weed on their own? I don't know. That's what's popping into my head. That's what I'm getting here with the 8 of Cups. I feel you need to double down on what's working in your life. You have the Ace of Swords, definitely a victory coming in for you here. I also feel that some of you, the Ace of Swords is the truth. And we've been talking about authenticity in this reading. And the 7 of Wands says, when you commit to your authenticity, that is when you will be very, very successful. Again, this goes up to there, and it also goes down to the Empress. And she is being authentic. Again, she's just being herself. She's not trying to do anything. And I think that's the key here for you, Sag. You have the 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups is like contemplation and apathy. Can represent past disappointments, and maybe this is something that holds you back a little bit, but I kind of see you letting these things go. So if you can let those things go, those past things where you tried something and it didn't work out, or maybe where you got into a competition with someone you didn't want to get into a competition with, if you can let that go, I think that's where your success lies. With the 8 of Cups, you have the Sun here. I thought I saw something else here, but this is very good. Going here, we're gonna have to take a look at this. But this could also be that you are letting something die. Again, to me, the 10 of Swords is not that bad of a card. To me, it's a blessing in disguise. And on top of that, it is the end. 10s in the tarot are the end. To me, 9s are, the 9 of Swords, for example, is much worse. And I consider the 9 of Swords to be the worst card in the tarot. There are plenty of other readers that do as well. To me, the 10 of Swords is just, an ending. And so, you have 2 new beginning cards here and an ending. It just could be that, a new beginning is like a blessing. With the Ace of Swords, you have the 4 of Wands. Yes, this is committing to your truth, right? This is a card of marriage, but really, is this a love reading? Maybe, probably not. I think love is always available to us, but I really feel that this could be you committing to your truth, and that is going to be the thing that makes you very successful here. With the 4 of Cups, there you go. You have the Star. I knew that's what I was looking for, and I knew the Star was going to come up. You do have the Star, actually, because, again, he has the Star in his lantern, the Hermit. But the Star is a card of hope, faith, renewal. And having the Sun and the Star together is kind of like fame and fortune. It can represent a lot of positive attention coming in for you, or just, good things coming in for you in general. You have the Owl and the Hummingbird in your future position. The Owl is kind of obviously a card of knowledge and wisdom. The Hummingbird is a card, hummingbirds, they go on very long migrations to get to their nectar. And I feel you've been on a long journey. The hummingbird kind of does remind me of the hermit in some ways. It's not, 100% accurate, but the hermit has been on a long journey. The hummingbird, I feel, is also you having been on a long journey, and now you are kind of getting to the sweet stuff in life. You're getting to the good stuff because you put the work in. You have the Seven of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Empress. The Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It says when you know that you are going to be successful, you will be successful. So it's really about that like 110% commitment to something that you're working on, or a new beginning in your life, or something that you want to create. I feel this is a really good card for committing to things. And this is probably what you're committing to, is the Ace of Pentacles. This is like a big new opportunity that's coming in for you. You have this card that says Unfinished Symphony, and this Come to the Edge card at the end. The Unfinished Symphony card is like something that needs to be finished. It's almost like saying to me that for you to finish something, you have to go to that point where you would normally give up. Again, that Come to the Edge card says you need to push yourself to that point where you'd normally quit on something and then just take it one step further. And again, I kind of feel you're getting an opportunity to really bring closure to something here. And maybe that's even what the Ten of Swords is talking about. I don't really know because we haven't gotten there yet, and I want to clarify it as well. But you might not be closing something out, you might just be getting closure in the sense that you're seeing how far you can go with this opportunity. But it could be closure as in you're kind of closing part of the cycle out and taking it to the next level. Like, let's say this is a business. Maybe you're pushing yourself to that point where you normally give up. And it's almost like you're discovering something about it, where you're discovering an aspect of it, where it's like you're saying, I really don't like this part of the business, but I like this thing over here. So it's almost like it's helping you to focus, right? Which is like a good thing. Same thing in love as well. It's like sometimes we go back to exes. It's almost always a mistake, right? But at the same time, if you do it, it could give you some information or some guidance about like, parts of you or a certain aspect of you that is special or something like that. So, again, closing out the cycle might be a good thing. It's kind of like illuminating something to you is what I'm getting. And you have the Empress. I really feel that's what this reading is talking about. It's like talking about illumination, the truth being illuminated, but this could be your inner truth. I feel that this could be bringing you a lot of joy, happiness, abundance, just a lot of good stuff. The Empress is a card of abundance and success. So I do feel there is like a lot of abundance coming in here. Let's see where this is going for you. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Ace of Pentacles again. So Ace of Pentacles says commit to this opportunity that is coming in for you. It will be very successful. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, another card of the truth. Queen of Swords sees the truth for the first time. She normally only has clouds halfway up her body, and it kind of represents the fact that, again, she is finally seeing the truth for the first time. She is finally understanding like what she needs to do with her life, the direction she should be going in, and like all this other stuff. So I feel like you are finally seeing the truth, and that's what I'd be paying attention to. Look at this. It's like you see something as a good new opportunity. You have the Ace of Pentacles and the Fool. So, I feel that you are going to be getting an opportunity this week. Clearly, Ace of Pentacles twice is a big opportunity, and this opportunity could be one for a new beginning. Or it could be an opportunity for you to have an experience that you've always wanted to have. That's what I'm really getting here. I know it's kind of a weird reading, in some ways, because it's like saying, this could be like something that's unfinished, but it might not be the same thing as what's popping into my head. I'll give you an example. Like, let's say you wanted to get married. Maybe you were engaged to a person, it didn't work out. I feel like the Unfinished Symphony card is saying you're not going to maybe marry the same person, but you're going to be meeting a new person that you could marry. So it's like you're finishing the cycle, right? But in a different way, if that makes sense. Same thing with a business. Maybe you had a business failure. Maybe you couldn't get a certain position in work or career or whatever in the past. And it's like now you're getting another chance to do it. So it's kind of giving me those types of vibes. And again, the Come to the Edge card, I feel like is saying, give it 110% because it'll be worth it, right? And I would definitely do it. With the Empress, you have the Strength card. The Strength card is you having been patient. I also, every once in a while, I feel a Strength card can be saying like, hey, the universe sees all the work that you've done on yourself. The universe sees everything you've done in your life, and you are going to be rewarded for your strength. And I kind of feel that here, where it's saying you could be being rewarded for the strength that you've had in your life. At the end here for your outcome, you have this Come to the Edge card and this Unfinished Symphony. Like I said, I get that you could be, finishing something that but just in a different way. And that's kind of what I get here. I really do feel it's important that you push yourself past that point where you would normally give up. And I'm pretty sure you had this card with me last week too, didn't you? Or in your last reading, I'm pretty sure you had this come to the edge card, so that would kind of make sense. But you have the Nine of Wands, the Fool, and the Ten of Swords. The Nine of Wands is a card of the Wounded Warrior, but really, you have the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands together. They're right next to each other. They're both cards of persistence and perseverance and not giving up on something. The Nine of Wands is a card of experimentation. It is my card of like throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So the more you can experiment and try new things, the better. With the Nine of Wands, it's going to be the thing that'll probably make you the most successful. You have the Fool here. The Fool is about taking a leap of faith, or, kind of taking a big leap of faith. So I do feel it is time for you to take a leap towards things that you want in your life. There could be a big new opportunity coming in here, and I think it's something that you're really going to be paying attention to. Again, the sun, the sun is right next to the Ace of Pentacles, and the sun shines a light on something that we want to do, or, something that we should pay attention to. So I feel whatever you're taking a leap of faith on is going to be pretty obvious. It's like the sun is clearly shining a light on whatever you want. You have the Ten of Swords here. Again, I feel that something is coming to an end. The Ten of Swords is a blessing in disguise. He's making the same symbol right here that the Hierophant is making on his card, and it just represents a blessing. So the Ten of Swords can say that if you have had an ending, a difficult ending in the recent past, that it is a blessing in disguise, or it probably was a blessing in disguise. And you could be thinking about it with this Unfinished Symphony card, but let's see. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Temperance card, your card. I love when people show up as themselves. It puts you in a position of power and strength. It really allows you to get what you want from the reading. So, again, this is putting you in a very strong position here with the, with that Temperance card. With the Fool, you have the Two of Cups. Some of you could be taking a leap of faith towards a person in love, like I said, but I would say it's probably a new person. Again, I feel that maybe you are approaching this in a more authentic position, or you are just being more authentic. I don't think this is saying like, oh, Sagittarius was fake in the past. But, it's like we all do things when we enter into relationships. We all do things that might not be us. Like if you put up with any BS, then you're not being authentic because you're putting up with someone's BS, right? And I'm not calling you out. I've totally done it. So, it's like, we've all done it. We've all done this stuff. But, I think that we don't have to be a jerk to the person or anything. But if someone's doing something we don't like, we should probably set the boundary. Seven of Wands, Nine of Wands is about setting a boundary. Same thing in work or business as well. It's like people get taken advantage of all the time in work. If you have a job description and your boss tells you, do this extra stuff, I'd be like, no, not part of my job description, right? It's like gone are the days, I believe personally, that gone are the days where you should go like super above and beyond. I think it's perfectly fine to go a little bit above and beyond in your career, and really, if you want to stand out or get a raise or a promotion, totally acceptable. But if your boss is like, oh, go do these 10 other things, I'd be like, no, not part of my job description, pal. With the Ten of Swords, you have the King of Cups. You have the King and Queen of Cups. I feel like saying you two found each other. This could be a really strong connection coming in for you, and it's almost like you finally found someone. But I don't mean that in a... it's like you both had to go through things, so if you are discovering a person in love, you have the Hermit here. It's like both people had to do a lot of soul searching to get to this point. I'm telling you right now, if you're finding love, I feel like both of you have done a lot of work, and that's exactly what you want, is a person who has done the work, so that, that it can be a positive relationship. And that's what this looks like if you want love. We're pulling 5 main themes. You have this extremism card. There has been something this week about extreme thinking. I would be careful of people, not just love, but people in general who are trying to push you to one side or the other in their beliefs or whatever. I don't know. It's popping into my head that you should be careful of that. Next, you have this influence card. Yes, I would be careful of being influenced by people this week. We are getting closer and closer to Neptune and Aries. We're not there yet. It's going to be 2026 before it moves in there, but we are getting close, and it is a big planet. And, I do believe that Neptune and Aries is going to be like extremism. The problem with Neptune and Aries is I think it's going to make people like want to be saved more, with all the issues in the world and things like that. People will be looking for a savior. So whenever that happens, it could mean that people are going to be more influenced, or people are going to be more easily influenced. And, I would just be careful of like who is influencing you and things like that. Next, you have this affair card. This is a good card. It's not like cheating affair. It's just like a love affair. So I do feel there is a solid love connection coming in for you if you want it. You have this isolation card. I like this card. This lady is pulling this guy out of isolation. So again, someone could be really, if you are meeting a new person, could be pulling you out of isolation. If you're not meeting a person, even if you are, again, you could just be becoming less isolated. Hermit is very isolating. The High Priestess is isolating. There is a theory, we don't actually know, right? But there is a theory that she has her back to the world, that, she has that tapestry behind her, and what is in front of her is nothing. She might be turning her back to the world. She might be shutting it out. Now, there's a good reason for this. She's putting herself in isolation so that she can listen to her own thoughts, so she can trust her intuition. But at the same time, eventually you have to come out of isolation. So, I feel it would be a good time for you to come out of isolation. You have this idealism card. Yeah, nothing will ever be perfect. I think you need to realize that there will never be a perfect time to do anything. Like, now is the time. So pretty interesting reading here. I feel like it's like you're getting rewards at the end of a long journey, or I don't even know if that's right, if I'm being honest with you, because, it's like all this, it's like a culmination reading. It's like everything is coming together with that hummingbird spirit. And then with your last two cards, it's like you're getting a chance. I don't even know that I would call it a second chance, but you're getting a chance to see what something is like. I hope that makes sense. Damn, that is deep, but I like this. So thank you for being here, Sag, and definitely enjoy your week.